Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for making your time out of this busy fight week with Canelo Jacobs live on DAZN for a very important press conference for us. As you would have known, last week we dropped the news that Devin Haney has signed a promotional deal with Matchroom Boxing to work alongside Devin Haney Promotions, and it's a major moment for us with our company Matchroom Boxing USA. As you know, we signed a huge deal recently with DAZN to promote 16 events in the US. Obviously, we have exclusive broadcast partners in the UK here as well with Sky Sports. We have over 24 shows in the UK with them. We have 8 shows in Italy as well with DAZN Italy. 8 shows coming in Germany and Spain as well, and also looking at Canada and the Middle East and Far East market as well. So it's big times for Matchroom Boxing USA, and Devin Haney is exactly the kind of talent that we want. He's an outstanding talent, and when I heard our good friend Eric Gomez say at the press conference we've just been to that Virgil Ortiz is the best prospect in world boxing. Virgil Ortiz can really fight. Tevin Farmer is up there. So I'm looking at Tevin Farmer down there. You're also up there. Devin Haney is right up there as one of the top prospects in world boxing. 20 years of age, 21-0 already in a wonderful position to fight for the WBC world title. We have announced that he will make his Matchroom and DAZN debut on the Maryland card, headlined by Alexander Usyk on May the 25th. But we have also put it on notice to the WBC that this will not get in the way of a potential world title challenge. Just to update you on that position, obviously as we know, Mikey Garcia has vacated the title and moved to Emeritus Champion. And under their rules, the next 2 available contenders should contest the title. That would be Luke Campbell, another Matchroom Boxing UK fighters, Olympic champion, #1 with the WBC, won a final eliminator, and Abdullayev from Russia. Abdullayev at the moment is not available, he's observing Ramadan. Next in line is Devin Haney. So we have already put forward to the WBC that our date of July 27 is a perfect opportunity to contest the vacant WBC title between Luke Campbell and Devin Haney, with both fighters already agreeing to a deal on that date to take place for the WBC title. It may be that some would say Devin Haney should have 2 or 3 fights before he fights for the world title. That's not the belief of Devin, that's not the belief of Bill, that's not the belief of Devin Haney Promotions. I cannot tell you, one thing that inspired me to work with Devin Haney and the team was their willingness to fight everybody now. There was nobody that Bill wasn't up for fighting. He was due to fight Abdullayev in a WBC eliminator that was called, that didn't materialise after their team refused to take the fight on this card actually, on May the 4th. Then he said, let's fight Teofimo Lopez. Tell the WBC to order that fight. I mean, you're talking about mega fights that this young man is already willing to jump into at the age of 20. Quite incredible. And you look at those fights, Teofimo Lopez, Luke Campbell, Vasyl Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia. The amount of super fights that are out there for Devin Haney is quite extraordinary. And spending time with him this week, quite frankly, has been inspirational. The work ethic of this young man is incredible. Finding out that came here at, I think, 7 years old to Vegas, everything about Devin Haney's life is the sport of boxing. And it's so inspiring as a promoter to be around a team of people with that work ethic who work so hard day in, day out to achieve their dreams. And I've ensured Devin Haney and Bill and Devin Haney Promotions that we will make sure we deliver absolutely everything we say we will deliver. We will give you the opportunity for greatness. The only thing that will stand in your way is hard work and talent. And I know that he has both of those things in abundance. This right here is one of the future stars of the sport, if not the star of the sport now. And he's a major signing for Matchroom to break into an elite level of US fighters that can become not just US stars, but global stars of the sport of boxing. And Devin Haney has absolutely everything. A few people are going to speak up here before Devin speaks. Importantly, of course, our US broadcast partner, DAZN, who we know have a huge weekend here with Canelo Jacobs. And the schedule that these guys are putting together is mouth-watering. If you're signing up for DAZN this weekend, you're going to be getting Canelo Jacobs. You're going to be getting the World Boxing Super Series. I'm sorry to steal your line. I do this all the time. The World Boxing Super Series. You're going to be getting Alexander Usyk's heavyweight debut. with Devin Haney as well. You're going to be getting Anthony Joshua's US debut at Madison Square Garden on June the 1st. And then, of course, going on beyond that, Triple G makes his DAZN debut on June the 8th. Demetrius Andre defending his world middleweight title. And that young man there as well, Tevin Farmer, going to be in big unification fights later this year. The Zone is unquestionably the home of boxing. And I want to thank as well Bill and Devin for their mentality and their sharpness and their vision to work with us after they see this platform just how we see it as the future of boxing. And if you're the future of boxing, you need the future of boxing on your platforms. And Devin Haney is just that. So firstly, to say a few words, I'm going to pass over to the Vice President of Marketing for DAZN, Jay Markowski.
Thank you, Eddie. My side job as your speechwriter continues as well. But listen, we've got a huge weekend coming up, and I think we made a lot of bold statements entering the market last year, saying we deliver fights on the level of Canelo Jacobs, but equally, our business and our partnership with Matchroom is about building the next generation, the future stars of the sport. And we're here for a long time. We've invested on that basis, and it's fantastic in that vein to bring on a fighter of Devin's talent, his future potential, his future star power. So, I mean, the boxing industry and the fans have watched what he's done on Showbox with great interest, and we're delighted to bring him onto the DAZN platform. We look forward to his debut with us on the 25th of May and building from there. So, delighted to have you on board and look forward to working with you going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. I've never really been a huge fan of fighters having their own promotional company. I have to be honest with you. Because sometimes I think it can detract from the focus of what they're trying to achieve. And it's a horrible business, like inside and outside of the ring. We saw recently with Jarrell Miller falling out of the fight, it can really disrupt your vision and your strategy. And I think sometimes it's best that fighters are kept away from that. Unless you have the vision and the openness and the understanding to realise that sometimes you need to partner up with the right people. And I think what Bill Haney has done and what Devin Haney Promotions has done and Robert Brewster as well, who will talk shortly, and Devin, is to get to a point in their career without the help and without the need of a big promoter. And they've done that completely off the ground. And they've developed the Devin Haney brand. And I'm pleased that, Bill came to us and said, okay, we've reached here, now we want to go to the sky. And to do that, we need a great partner and we need a great broadcaster. And again, we're honoured that we have been given that job. So this is very much a collaboration between Matchroom Boxing and Devin Haney Promotions. And one man behind that, going to say a few words now, Robert Brewster from Devin Haney Promotions.
Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it. On the behalf of Devin Haney Promotions, I definitely want to point out that we are blessed by God, and we're grateful that we're in this position. Devin's journey has been tremendous. We like to thank the 3 fights that we had on Showtime that propelled us to this point. But I want to take it back a little bit further. When Bill put this plan together, the first fight, when he went to Mexico, everybody kind of thought Bill was crazy with what he was doing, what he was saying. He could turn this kid pro at 17 years old, and look where he's at now. He's only 20 years old. We just couldn't ask for more than what we're getting with Matchroom, with DAZN. We're grateful. We look forward to bigger and better things. We will fight anybody, any day. Devin is the best fighter in the world, and he's willing to prove that. We're very, very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Robert. And now we'll pass over to the main man. Like I said, 20 years of age, 21-0, currently ranked number 3 with the WBC. Bang on the verge of a world title shot. Devin, to the stage.
Thank you. First off, I want to start off by saying, I want to thank God. I want to thank my team. I want to thank my dad. Without my dad, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I'm forever grateful for him. I want to thank Showtime, Steven Espinoza, Gordon Hall, for helping me get to this point. They were tremendous help, with my career. And now I'm here, at my new home, with Matchroom and DAZN. And I'm grateful for this opportunity. I can't wait to show the world, who Devin Haney really is, on this huge platform. I came a long way from fighting in Tijuana. I remember, when I was going to Tijuana, I was like looking at my dad like, man, why do we keep going to Tijuana? Dad, I don't want to go to Tijuana anymore. I want to fight on I want to fight on the big stage. 'Cause I was seeing prospects, guys who I came through the amateur ranks with. They were, getting good signing bonuses, fighting on TV, and kept going to Tijuana. And I remember people would ask me, well, when are you fighting on TV? When are you fighting on TV? Or when can we come watch you fight? And I would just say, I'm going to Tijuana. One day I'm going to be there. So I'm just grateful for this opportunity. It shows that all my hard work, all my sacrifice, is finally paying off. And I just can't wait to show everybody who Devin Haney is.
Do you think those experiences that you shared over there have made you the fighter that you are today? I mean, you built, like I said earlier, from the ground with Bill and Devin Haney Promotions. You didn't get no leg ups early on in your career, and now you're at the stage self-built.
Yes. From going to Tijuana where the whole crowd was against me. When I tell you every single person in the bar was against me. This is great to be on this stage, and I'm blessed.
Talk to us a little bit about the division at lightweight. I know your willingness and Bill's willingness to fight absolutely everybody. How do you see that landscape? I know you have a lot of respect for Luke Campbell, Olympic champion. Teofimo Lopez was a fight that Bill wanted now. You've got Vasyl Lomachenko. How do you see these fights unfolding for you?
Yeah, I'm willing to fight all the top guys at 135. When at the end of my career, I don't want no one to be able to say that I duck or I dodged anybody. I was willing to fight anybody from 20 to the end of my career. I'm willing to fight Teofimo Lopez. I'm willing to fight Luke Campbell, Lomachenko. All those top guys. I want to fight.
Where do you feel you are at your stage in your career physically right now? 20 years of age. I mean, we have a number of fighters that have come out of the US amateur setup now. They're 19, they're 20, they're just having their professional debuts. Do you feel like, how far are you from your prime? Really, most fighters make their prime at 25, 26, 27, 28, but you're willing to jump in those fights right now?
One thing I can say is I'm far from my prime, so you guys better get me now. those guys better fight me now, because that's going to be their best chance. I'm only 20 years old, my body's still maturing. I'm only going to get stronger, and I'm only going to get better. So the guys better fight me now.
And finally, spending time with you this week. You're 20 years old. You've just signed a huge promotional deal. You live on the Strip in Las Vegas. Life is pretty good, being Devin Haney, but tell us about your drive, because that's one thing that's impressed me so much is, I don't worry about you not being focused. I don't worry about you going out and, trying to be that superstar socially. Yes. Where does that focus and that drive come from, and how much is that desire there to be the very best day in, day out?
Boxing is something that I love to do. It's not, a job to me. This is something that I genuinely love to do. So, it's not hard to stay focused. This is something that, I want to go into history books. I want my name to be mentioned with the greats, when I'm done. So, I'm not gonna stop until, the whole job is done. So, boxing is my 100% focus.
Thanks, Devin, and again, I love your work ethic. I know you're going to go a long way. I want to do a special shout out as well to Bill Haney. I know you're quiet behind the scenes over there, but I remember our first meeting in Philadelphia, and I think one thing I knew out that Devin Haney was a superstar was that when we arranged a meeting in Philadelphia, I literally walked down to the lobby, I shook hands with Devin Haney, and 1 minute later, Dan Raphael had reported on ESPN that Eddie Hearn was having a meeting with Devin Haney. And there was about 10 people in the bar, so we got to have an eye on who we think leaked that story. But, it just goes to show you that it was great. Dan, we loved that. You helped me a lot. Thank you. And it just goes to show you people are talking about Devin Haney, and they're talking about this link-up. And we thank Devin and DHP and Bill for believing in us and believing in DAZN. We will not let you down. You have to be part of this young man's journey. He's an exceptional talent. He has exceptional work ethic, and I can't wait to see him evolve into all the super fights that are going to be available in this division. So thank you very much. Of course, he's going to be available for all you guys now in the media for interviews. And May 25th, Antonio Moran in Maryland. And keep your ears and eyes peeled for the WBC ruling that we hope will come early next week, which, in my opinion, should lead to Luke Campbell against Devin Haney for the WBC world title in July. Thank you very much.